It's time for some right-wing memes.
Okay.
Help! I refuse to cover my hair, so these bad men are taking me away. Diversity is our strength. The argument here is liberal, leftist sort of tolerance of ideologies like Islam is going to bite them in the ass because those societies are sort of, you know, inherently conservative
and intolerant,
traditionalist and oppressive, and really you're gonna tolerance your way into worse oppression than what you have now.
I mean, it's possible. I mean,
I don't think that criticism is completely lacking in merit, but it kind of rings a little bit hollow coming from people who already want this to be our society. And basically, it's just like, hey, if you don't accept my crazy conservative beliefs, you're going to end up under their crazy conservative beliefs. Like, well, you know, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other at that point, motherfucker, right?
Yeah, they're not much different.
Yeah, I mean, like at the end of the day, crazy, theocratic Christian nationalist, fundamentalist types and crazy, radical Islamist types share a lot of overlap in terms of their beliefs, who they hate, the stuff they want, prohibited. In fact, if you look at places like Dearborn, Michigan, the religious rights, Christians and Muslims,
they're bedfellows.
They actually have gotten together on some really regressive social policy. You look at some of those school board meetings in Dearborn, Michigan, where they're trying to ban books. There's a lot of Christians in the audience. There's a lot of Muslims in the audience as well. And they have banded together because they both hate quote unquote LGBT propaganda in books. So my bigger fear is not so much like the left is so tolerant that we tolerate intolerance in the form of radical Islamism. My bigger fear, honestly, is that the religious fundamentalist Christian right and the radical Islamists kind of realize, like, hey, we actually have got a lot in common. Let's join forces.
Why are we fighting? Why are we
fighting? Like, I'm more worried about them fighting. Them not fighting. I'm more worried about, luckily the right wing in America hates any sort of racial minority unless they're totally capitulatory. And even then, a lot of times they still hate them. So I'm kind of protected by that, but I'm worried these two, if they ever figure out like, hey, we want a lot of the same stuff, we want to oppress a lot of the same people, they could join forces and become a bigger threat. That's my bigger concern here. But
a far-right Christian regime is way more likely in the West than an Islamic one.
Exactly. So this is basically trying to redirect our concern where it probably doesn't, necessarily need to be.
100% what that's doing.
A lot of people have asked me, hey, where do you do your live streams? And the answer to that is that I do live streams called Abandon Hope every Sunday on the Pessimist Productions Patreon. That is linked down below. There is all sorts of other stuff on that Patreon as well. It is about $7 a month, and I think that we offer a pretty generous amount of content in exchange for that membership. So if that's something that interests you, be sure to check out the Patreon link in the description section of this video. Yes, ma'am, I realize your house is on fire, but the electric fire engines are all charging right now.
This is just stupid. You think every person with an electric car is always charging their car? Or runs their battery down to 0 every day? It's not even how that works.
Not only that, but like, do you really think that even if the fire engines of the country were switched to electric, you don't think there would be like backup fuel? You don't think they would be like hybridized? And don't you think that there would be like, they would stagger the charging of these things? And don't you think there would be like emergency backup? I mean, like there would never be a system set up where it's like our fire engines are out of commission for, a random 8 hours a day or whatever the hell. There's always going to be something.
But you know what's funny, TJ, is that actually would prevent you from getting your fire put out. And we've seen it before. We've covered stories on, DP back in the day, Tree Probably Cut on Abandoned Hope and Onion Nuggets and shit, and DFF, where we talk about you have to pay like a $50 a year fee to the county or whatever.
Yeah.
And someone hadn't paid that because it's like goes with your property tax or some shit. Wherever it was supposed to be paid doesn't get paid, and they'll be like, sorry, and you can't pay it when the fire is happening. If you have a fire and you haven't paid it, they will not come out there.
Right. So, I mean, like, that's the stuff that actually prevents fires from being put out. And back in the day, and honestly, the way we're going, it might once again become a thing. Fire departments used to be private companies. And so a lot of times, if you didn't pay that particular fire company, then they wouldn't put it out unless you signed up with them right then and there and paid them a huge sum of money. And of course, they had a tendency to price gouge when your house is actually on fire. So yeah, I mean, like the main thing that has prevented people from being able to get their house, their fire extinguished, is when they haven't been able to pay, whether that's to a private company or to the county. That's not even reflective of reality. Issue.
It's not even reflective of reality. Like, who's even talking about this, and what fire department has all electric fire engines at this point?
They don't. This is just like, well, we're gonna make. I mean, I don't think they're. I mean, I'll look it up. I'm curious now. Is there a fire department that actually is doing this?
Yeah, are they able to put out fires still?
Fire engine. A fire station-based, all-encompassing vehicle charging infrastructure provides operational readiness for Volterra electric vehicles. Charging solutions are tailored to provide an unobtrusive installation necessary for any station. Established nationwide energy experts offer simple, fast charging solutions capable of full electric truck recharge in less than 90 minutes. Batteries are located between the cab and pump house, providing benefits to the overall vehicle packaging, blah, 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 no consumption, battery center, et cetera, et cetera. So, I mean, like, the electric fire trucks that are being manufactured now can be charged in 90 minutes. So, and that's to a full charge. So I'm thinking that probably this is not going to be an issue, especially if you have multiple trucks, because, like, you're not going to be charging all of them at the same time.
Dude, these people are full of shit, TJ. How many people rely on these devices now? How many fucking people use smartphones? Tons. And they use a battery?
Oh, I'm sorry. I can't make that phone call right now. My phone's charging.
Oh, but they're worried about what's going to do.
Something that's charging is useless.
Yeah. What is it going to do? Oh, this could blow up at any second. This is going to blow up. But these people carry this right by their fucking dick and balls and their asshole and everything else. But they're not worried about this exploding for some reason. But they're worried, electric car's going to explode. It takes too long to charge. It's nonsense. It's complete nonsense. You even have companies that are trying to get into the marketplace with this. 90 minutes. So if they respond to a call, they take it back. Unless they get called out immediately.
Yeah, but even then, I mean, I mean, like, how long does the charge last? Because unless the call takes literally, like, I don't know. Like, how long can the fire truck operate on the battery? Let me see. It's 90 minutes to charge it. How long does the charge last?
Are they going to be immediately dispatched to another fire?
Yeah, I mean, like, they're probably never going to run out of the fucking battery. And I'm assuming they probably have, like, battery backups and stuff like that too.
I mean, especially if you installed, like, solar power at these fire stations where they had battery. I mean, so, like, the only thing I could see them saying is, like, what if there's a natural disaster and they couldn't recharge them? I guess there's that.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if all these logistics have been solved, but I assume they probably have been, because it looks like these things are already being manufactured. I envy families like this more than I do billionaires. Well, you're stupid.
People have a bunch of fucking kids.
Yeah, like, man, I sure do want to procreate a lot. I sure do want to breed endlessly. I sure do want to choke up the planet with more of my fucking spawn. It's like, okay, good for you.
I've seen these families. They're usually the same. It's a bunch of, like, white Christians that are super evangelical, that believe that they have some godly duty to go forth and multiply. It's like, you have to have as many kids as possible.
And I mean, the sad thing is, this meme was probably designed by a person who doesn't even have one kid or one partner. I mean, like most of the time, these people, they've not done this. They do not live this lifestyle. A lot of times they're just fat schlubs, no different than me. They're just sitting in a room somewhere, but for some reason they sit around fantasize about like, man, what if I had reproduced a bunch? It's like, well, then I guess you would have done that.
Well, also take into account, like I know these families look like, I mean, the family down at the bottom, the redheads, obviously they're probably clearly well off. They have 3 fucking giant draft horses behind them, but most of these families are rich, just so you know.
Yeah, of course. Most
people that do this shit, they have 10 kids. I mean, not all of them. That's not saying every person that has a bunch of kids is rich, but a lot of them are fucking well off. So it's like, if you're chasing that, I hope you're really fucking rich, because by the way, having, let's see here, this top one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to 7 kids is fucking massively expensive. The amount of clothes, the amount of money these people are spending on clothes and food for that family is in the thousands of dollars every month, and just all their basic needs. So if you envy this family, you better be a fucking billionaire. At least be a millionaire. At least be rich.
TJ, you think the desire to breed comes from the fear of death most people have? I mean, I think that's definitely a part of it. I don't think that's the entirety of it. I don't want to be overly simplistic, but I think that, yeah, like the sense of like continuity, the sense that, you know, you are continuing your bloodline, and people somehow think that, you know, that continues their story somehow.
Yeah, that makes them like immortal, because they can.
I would ask that same person, like, who was your great great grandfather? And I bet you a huge percentage of them have no idea who their fucking great great grandfather was. Because guess what? That kid you just created, that's not you. That's not a continuation of you. That's a completely separate fucking thing. It used some materials from your DNA to be constructed, but it's not you. It's not a continuation of you. It's not going to carry on your beliefs or legacy. And in fact, a lot of times, this is where the huge problem comes in between, you know, parents and children, because a lot of these people have kids expecting their kids to be clones of them. And then when they're not, they become very upset and distraught. You know, so it's kind of a sad thing, I think. Obviously, evolution has a huge, I mean, like people biologically want to reproduce too.
Yeah, of course.
But I think most of that is just wrapped in, like, people, biology isn't really telling us like reproduce so much as just telling us fuck.
And just and that's a natural offshoot of fucking.
Right, because biology knows, like, yeah, I'm not going to program you with this complex, like, have children and all this crap. It's just gonna program you with like, hey, you want to fuck. So, and because then it knows the rest will just take care of itself. But to some extent, we've outsmarted it, because we know how the game is played now a little bit. So a lot of us are like, no, I'm not. I mean, I'll fuck, but I'm not doing this. I'm not creating these things that are a burden upon me. You know, you don't have to do that now. But if you want to do that, if that's your choice, I mean, I'm not trying to tell you what to do with your life. Go on ahead, long as you're not like like if your lifestyle is like, I like stabbing people in the face or something, then okay,
yeah. I mean,
no.
Yeah.
I'm going to draw the line there, bud.
I don't want anyone doing that, period.
But your lifestyle is like, I want to marry a conservative woman and I want to have a bunch of kids with her, and if she wants that too, then hey, I mean, have at it. I don't give a shit. Like, who cares? No one cares. I do not understand for the life of me why the right thinks this is so goddamn triggering. It's not. I don't care. It's your choice. It's your life. Just don't impose it on me and we're fine.
Seems pretty simple.
I went by that same. There's always a few of this guy's comics in there because they're always just so fun and absurd. There's American flag. This woman is freaked the fuck out. They're everywhere. She's screaming. There's this little kid with an American flag. He's terrifying. Oh my God. Nothing is scarier than the fucking American flag. It's the most horrifying thing you could possibly imagine. Oh my God. No. They're literally just making shit up to be mad about. I don't know anyone who's scared of the fucking American flag. No one cares.
It's because they hate freedom so much, TJ.
like, okay, if I hate freedom, then there's a lot of things I'm going to hate before I hate that fucking stupid flag because it doesn't represent freedom to me. I don't think it represents freedom. I think it represents more freedom than some places and less than others. As far as it goes, I don't care. I don't care about the stupid flag. I'm not triggered by it. I don't obsess about. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I think that being afraid of it would be weird, but I've never met anyone who was afraid of it. The irrational response I see towards the flag is not people who are afraid of the flag, because I've never once met someone who's afraid of the flag. I've met tons of people who are super reverent of the flag and love the flag and cry about the flag and like, that's the irrationality I see towards the flag, and that's not coming from the left so much. That's coming from you weird fucks on the right. So, like, you know, if anyone's having a weird reaction to the flag, it's fucking you, my friend.
You guys should probably have that looked at. Why you like flags so much?
Timing is everything. It's your first day concealed carrying in public, and you hear nobody move behind you. Oh my God, yes, you finally get to murder people.
I finally get social permission to kill. It's like, so you're just saying you're a sociopath that's hoping you get to kill somebody today.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, man, I've been waiting my whole life to kill someone, and finally today, the pretext exists for me to do it. By the way, if they're behind you and they say nobody move,
they already have the drop on you.
Yeah, they got the drop on you, bud. And I'm pretty sure that thing that they're telling... Let me ask you this. As they're yelling, nobody move behind you, what are they holding? A banana?
Their dick in their hand.
They're holding their cock?
Yeah, oh, I'm going to get you.
You think they're armed with a crowbar? Nobody move.
It's America. They got a gun.
Odds are they got a fucking gun. They just told you not to move. And your ass is like, oh, man, I'm going to spin around, pull out my concealed carry, and pump that fucker full of lead. You're going to get fucking shot in the back of the head is what you're going to fucking do.
It's a power fantasy. That's all it is. It's a power fantasy.
If you're going to have a power fantasy, I get it. But have a cool one. Have one where you're like a fucking badass samurai and you fucking kill 15 people or something, you know? Like, whoa, take on an army. Pretend you're Goku, fucking blow up the planet. I don't know, something cool. This is the lamest fucking power fantasy ever. Like, man, I'll be waiting in line with my gun, right? And then someone behind me like, nobody move. And I'm just going to fucking, in one swift, seamless motion, unconceal my fucking gun, spin around, pop a cap right in that motherfucker's head without even taking a moment to assess the situation. Because remember, this is all happening behind them.
Yeah. And Dan's on the stress gonna wrap and be like, you saved me.
Thank you for saving me, kind sir.
Now let's have sex.
Like to breed with me and have many children?
Yes, I would, future trad wife.
So lame. Government has tanks and bombers. How do you intend to fight them with your AR-15? I don't. I intend to fight you.
Okay, so
it's like, hey, I'm gonna murder you.
Yeah, I just want to murder other people, not the government. Like, okay, it's like, so you're just hoping the government will stand by while you genocide people you disagree with. Okay, gotcha.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's why they want Trump in office. It's like, yeah, Trump, they're like hoping Trump will do a Duterte. Kill everyone I don't like. It's legal now.
Also, I hate to break it to you guys, but the minute you start, if people know you're just going to kill them for some belief or skin color or ideology, they're going to get guns really quick.
How are they going to get got it? Because all the gun shops are conservative. They ain't going to sell to those people.
It's not going to be hard. It's America. There's always, dude, if there's guns to be supplied to someone, they're going to be supplied.
Yeah, but we're better at guns, though. We on the right are better at guns. We know guns good. Liberals,
yeah, that's not going to make much of a difference if someone just walks into your meeting and blows you away. It's not how it's going to work. People are just being ignorant, pretending that some LARPing fucking fantasy.
Someone comes up behind me and says, don't move. I'm going to spin around and shoot them before they can even react.
Do you think people that have been killed in like mass shootings, like these people must not even realize this, like been killed in mass shootings and, you know, terrorist attacks and all kinds of shit. Do you think like those people just were just dumbasses that just like fell over their own feet, like, oh whoops, I just can't get out of the building. It's like, no, when someone goes starts shooting at you, you have almost no time to do anything but react and get killed. And like if you're maybe really lucky, get out of there.
Conservatives seem like the neighbor most prepared to preemptively strike you the moment the world falls apart. Dude, that's literally what they are. Because I've literally heard right-wingers say shit like, you know, if shit hits the fan, I'm gonna kill all these motherfuckers around here. They're all fucking dead, and it's nothing personal, but like, gotta secure my fucking land, bro. Like, oh shit. Okay.
Well, that's insane.
That's cool. I hate this new thing where all these memes and shit are like Pixar looking. They do this a lot now. Women voting to legalize murder of their babies so they can have a career is no different than child sacrifice to the sun gods so there can be a good harvest. Well, actually it is, because first of all, sacrificing your child, like the kid's already been born, has a name and identity, all that shit.
That's way
Second
different.
of all, there is no sun god. Second of all, there's no sun god that controls the harvest or demands child sacrifice. None of that actually exists. What does exist is massive expense and inconvenience if you have a kid. So not having a kid can actually spare you a lot of time and money, which does enable you more free time and money to pursue your career. So one thing is a rational position. I mean, take morality out of it. Pragmatically, it makes way more fucking sense to abort a kid to be able to pursue your career than it does to kill a kid for the sun god to have a good harvest. So
infinitely more
nonsense.
I mean, back in the time when people believed in sun gods and the good harvest, killing an actual child that had made it beyond infancy would be retarded. That's like your future field worker right there. So no, that they wouldn't have done that. Even they wouldn't be killing the youngest people. They'd be killing fucking old people and prisoners and other people who are undesirable.
If Miles Morales is Spider-Man, can we get Ryan Gosling as Black Panther? And if not, why? Philosophical question of our age, dude.
Could they at least generate like an AI image of this? Is this just horrible?
I mean, it's so bad. Like, this doesn't even look remotely like Ryan Gosling, so I don't know. But first of all, like Miles Morales, like he's taken on the mantle of Spider-Man. He's not like a race swapped Peter Parker or anything. So I don't even really get it from that perspective.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
But aside from that, and this is not, I mean, I'm gonna break from like what the typical liberal or leftist refutation of this would be. I think Ryan Gosling as Black Panther would be fucking hilarious, and I think you should do it. Like, if it happened, I would have nothing. I would do nothing but laugh. I would not.
I don't care who plays a role.
Or offended by it, I would just be like, "That's funny." Like, that's
I don't.
it.
Yeah, I don't care who plays a role at all. If the movie is well made, entertaining, I don't give a fuck.
And even if it's not, I think that'd be kind of fucking hilarious to see Ryan Gosling playing fucking Black Panther.
I think he'd probably be horribly miscast, but I mean, if they want to cast him, I mean, that's up to the studio.
Yeah, I mean, if he's best for the role, I don't know. I think it'd be a great fucking troll job.